And welcome to this live recording. This week, again, it's going to be live recording of the PhD Dojo, and I'm going to be following up on the theme of first year PhD advice. Just need to do something here. Just a second. Okay. Very good. So this works like usual. I'm preparing the studio, preparing everything, making sure that everything's going fine, that the recording is going well, which it is. And in a minute, in a couple of seconds, I will be starting the recording. So this is kind of a back behind the scenes view of how I record the PhD Dojo section of the Papa PhD podcast. And today I call this tool or this part Assemble the Expedition Team. So given that everything is going well, my sound is at a good level, everything seems to be going fine, I am going to start. Welcome to this new episode of the PhD Dojo, a new segment of Papa PhD. I'm going to repeat that. Welcome to this new episode of the PhD Dojo by Papa PhD. Today's episode is called Assemble the Expedition Team. It's part 2 of the series about advice. It's part 2 of the series about advice for first year or early PhD students. Last episode, I talked about preparing, what you should prepare to start this endeavor, to start this adventure. And this week is going to be the follow-up, let's say. Because your PhD, yes, it's going to be your personal contribution to your area of research and to your domain, but it's not supposed to be a solitary endeavor. Ideally, besides finding a lab, finding a supervisor, you should try also to find the following people to be part of what I consider to be the team or almost the village that makes a healthy PhD experience. And the first other element or teammate, let's say, would be an external mentor or a committee. Someone or a group of people who can bring a fresh outlook on your research and on your progression without the pressure of being your supervisor. The supervisor PhD student has, a lot of pressure on it, the relationship. And this is why my advice is to, if you're able, if there's someone around you that could fill that position, to find someone who can, in an unbiased way, in that sense, be a mentor for you. Be someone whom you can turn to with all your questions or all your difficulties that are not specifically to do with the details of your research, but to do with your experience as a graduate student at large, with your life plan, for example, with how your PhD is fitting with your values and with how you project yourself professionally into the future. So mentorship, or at least having an impartial, let's say, committee that regularly you can go to. The second element that I think can be really, really a plus for you during your PhD are what I call research mentors. These would be postdocs, senior researchers, people who are finishing their PhD and who know the ropes, and who you can resort to in your day-to-day to help you just move your project along. People, when you start, there's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of searching, and if you have people around you in your team, in your lab, or in labs around you that can help you, not be, let's say, digging to find something that they have already found. Well, establishing a relationship with these people and having them be part of your team, it's also going to help you a lot. Because PIs very often, they're super busy. They can't answer all your every question, and then they can't be available all the time. But people around you, people who are at a different stage of the graduate studies journey, they can help you. They use the, if I'm thinking of life sciences, which is where I was, but they use the different equipment. They do the different techniques. They have tricks. They have advice they can give you. So don't forget that they are a resource. They can be a resource for you. And also, this is a give and take. If I'm always saying this, thinking of you as part of a community where there's give and take, but as someone who's beginning, well, you need more help. This is why I'm suggesting this. So, research mentors. The third element or teammate, let's say, I would say, are peers. Peers with whom you can discuss your research, share your questions, work on student community projects. So people who are going through the same experiences that you're going, they're more or less at the same stage. They have the same needs, and you need to, it's really helpful to be part of at least a small community of people who are at the same stage, because you can, again, share the things that work, things you've discovered, tools that you've found that work. You can collaborate to write, etc., etc. You can actually practice presentations, etc., etc. So very important. Your peers are doing their graduate work too. But there needs to be some time where you and your peers are kind of a community, a family, or a cohort that collaborates. And there's also a social aspect to it, which I think is really important. Again, because like I said in the beginning, your PhD should not be a solitary experience. And last but not least, once you start your PhD, one thing that I think is key and very, very important is to identify the services that the university offers. So I'm considering the university and its services that it offers students and graduate students as the last teammate that can help you in many different aspects. The first one that comes to mind is mental health services. During the PhD, it's normal to go through anxiety. People go through depression. There can be a lot of events, a lot of things that happen that make it difficult to go through a difficult day. So, from the services that uni offers you, mental health services, identify them, know where they are, so that if and when you need these services, you'll know where they are. You might even know the people, and you won't fall into the error of just saying, oh, this is going to pass, I'm going to get over it. Some things some things you can get over them yourself. But people are trained. These services exist for a reason, and it's really a missed opportunity that while you're in your university, that you don't make use, and that you don't take advantage of them, especially if you need them. And this goes for all other services, sports facilities, career and placement services, all these things. Once you arrive at your lab, at your new place where you're starting your PhD, ask around, ask what people are doing, what services they're using, and try to find out whether there's a directory specifically for graduate students. So this is it. This was a short PhD Dojo episode. I just really wanted to stress quickly that the PhD is not supposed to be an experience where you're alone, where you feel a little bit lost, and especially it's not supposed to be an experience where you don't ask for help. Of course, you need to ask for help. You need to learn. People around you can teach at different levels, and teach, help, collaborate, cooperate. So this has a lot to do with putting yourself out there, with communicating, but also with knowing that you deserve to have a PhD experience that is fulfilling and, of course, challenging at times, but where it's kind of in a way, a team effort. And that's why I called the episode Assembling the Expedition Team. Different members of the expedition have different roles. You're the captain, but it's going to help you to have this kind of network that you can fall back onto it in different aspects. So this is it for the PhD Dojo of this week. Thanks for watching, if you were watching. Thanks for listening, and I hope you're going to find these resources. Maybe not all at the same time, but at least start keeping an eye open, and I'm sure this is going to help you. So this is it. Thanks again. Have a great week, and have a great PhD. And that's it for this week's live taping. This is it. This is how it goes. I'm still, again, English is not my first language, and sometimes I look for words, look for ideas, but again, this is the beginning of me trying to do this, and I think I'm going to get better as I do it. So, for those who have been watching live, thank you. If you're watching later, thank you too. And this is how the sausage gets made. Is that how you say it? Cheers. Have a great day, and see you on the next episode of the PhD Dojo.